Okay, we're going to start in just a minute. Welcome to Bead Table Wednesday. Nice to have you guys here. Come on in, pull up a chair, grab your cup of coffee. Let's play with some beads this afternoon. I have a cute, fun little project for you guys that I think you're going to enjoy. And let's get started. Hi! Welcome! I'm Heather Powers from Humble Beads, and I'm a bead maker, jewelry designer, author, illustrator, and your all-around creative muse. And it's my job every Wednesday to bring you a free project to get those beads off of your bead table and into some jewelry. So this project that I have for you today is just a mix of stacked pendants. We're going to paint a little bit on the top one there. Then I'm going to show you guys a quick and easy way to use the Artisan's Headpin. And then we're going to finish up the necklace. It's going to be super fast, easy, just a really cute, fun spring thing to throw together. Hey guys, welcome, welcome. Hello, Susan, Landa, Denise, Shelly, Brooke, Barbara, another Susan, Sue Woods. Hello, my buddy. Candy. Then we have some people from YouTube joining in with us. Hi, Sherry and Julie, Christine and Gerald, Debbie, Anna. Hi, Anna, and my buddy Lynn. Hello. It's so nice to have you guys here. Hi, Kimberly. Welcome, you guys. So, does it feel like spring at your house? It snowed at our house the other day, but it's Michigan, so in 2 days it's going to be 70 degrees. So how it goes in spring. Yes. Oh, Sue, you no longer have the ocean sounds. You'll just have to play one of those apps and pretend. Put a little sand at your feet and just pour yourself a really nice beachy drink and then pretend. Yes, it's going to be a long time before it feels like summer for us up here. Hi guys, welcome, welcome. So glad you're here. Hello, Nancy from Pennsylvania watching from YouTube. Hi. Aw, Gerald, you got baby geese on Easter. That's so cute. When I was a little girl, one year my dad raised chickens from eggs, and so at Easter time they hatched, and then when I came back in the summer we had chickens ready to go and play with, and it was a lot of fun. It was a good experience. Yes, throw some sand on the floor in your living room, Sue. That'll work. Do you remember that one show, Trading Spaces, and she filled the whole basement of one of those houses with sand to make it look like a beach? Could you imagine? That was your neighbor that did that to you? Oh well, off on a tangent there. Okay, let me flip the camera around and we're going to talk about what we're doing. So this is a new piece that I have in the shop that I just put in there today, and it's called a whimsical spray. Sounds perfect for spring, right? So it's a little, these remind me of little maidenhead fern leaves, so I'm particularly in love with it. And then has the leafy design and then a hole in the middle, and you can decorate that with stuff. You could put things in there, you could rivet it, but today we're just going to use it as a design element and just let it hang out, and we're just going to stack our pendants together. Yes, so it's a brass stamp, so it's flat on one side and then the pretty side on the front. All right. Oh, I'm so glad to have you guys here. Hi, Melanie and Lorraine. Yes, nice to have you guys. Hi, Wendy, watching from Canada and on YouTube. Yay. So this is what the original one looks like, and this is the one that I painted these little guys with just a little tiny bit of vintage ultimate paint from their Colorful Soul collection. So all I did is shook this until my arm fell off, and then once that was properly shooketh, I just add a little bit to my let me get this over for you guys. Add a little bit to my piece of paper here. I'm just working on a piece of paper. You can work on a piece of plastic. You can work on a mat, whatever works for you. And this is a silicone brush, so it's like rubbery silicone. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of the paint on the brush, which is really like a wedge, and then just pull it on the little leaves here. And that's all you need to do. And you're just gonna let that dry for quite a few minutes, because you don't want to scratch it once you're ready to layer it. But we're just going to set this aside and pretend that I did a whole one here. Jesse, you're watching this?
Yes.
Okay, can I just say that thrills me to no end? Jesse's here in the comments. He said, hello, everyone. So he's over there working on your MTOs, working away. Okay. We have our Artisan Headpins that I launched last week. That's going to be the bottom. And then I have the blank brass piece. I forgot to look at the size, but this is the large one that I have on my website. And all these items are right at the top of my website when you go to humblebeads.com. Yeah, they can hear the rhythm of you sanding, Jesse. He's working hard. Okay, and then we have this scroll ring, so it has a really pretty decorative design. Jess, you're getting lots of hellos. I don't know if you can see them over there. All right, and I have my piece that I painted, and I'm going to pull out my favorite tool, which is the vintage metal hole punch, and this is the 1.5 millimeter one. Jess is up to making all those MTO orders for everybody. He's been working hard in between printing and shipping your orders and getting your MTOs ready to go. Okay, just poked a hole in the top there. This is going to whip up so quick and easy, guys. I almost should be ashamed of myself for doing such a simple project. Okay. Now, I'm going to poke a hole straight down from the bottom here. And I'm just going to use whatever I have on hand. So that I can measure exactly where I want that little guy to be. You could actually pull out a ruler and, except I did that backwards. Yeah, there's definitely a front and a back side to these, so make sure you look and see which one it is. You can see this has a nice smooth finish on it, and on the back it just doesn't look quite the same. There's a little bit of a lip, a little bit of an edge on this side, so you'll see the front side should be completely smooth, so that's what we're going for. All right, I'm going to take this piece in my trusty vintage buffing block, and I'm just going to start buffing around the edges here. And I just want to have some variation of the color of metal on the back, just so that it's not solid brass on solid brass on solid brass. Yes. Oh, Terry, I agree. That metal hole puncher just adds a million different options to your work. Yes, Terry, so it does have like that little mushrooming effect where it's been punched out from the front to the back, so you can see. Okay, I got a nice even ring around the outside, and now I'm going to work a little bit on the ring part. Just kind of going in a circular motion here. Okay. And now Jess and I sound like we could start a band. goofy. I apologize. All right. Oh, I'm going to put the head pin on first. I'm going to go with the light blue for this one. We see the gold one here. This one was definitely the most popular one with you guys, so I'm going to go with this one. And we're going to grab our chain nose pliers. I'm going to bend the head pin first, leaving just like about a 1/16 of an inch. Let me see if I can get that a little clearer for you. Come on, camera. No. There we go. So it's not right to the... Okay. Oh, I moved it. Come on. My camera's fighting with me today. All right. There we go. So you can see in my very blurry view, there we go, that I've left just a little bit of space between where I'm bending the head pin and where it touches the clay. The head pins are embedded into the clay, so it's not gonna fall out or come out. It's stuck in there permanently. Okay, I'm wrapping the wire around my round nose pliers, my chain nose pliers, and I'm going to grab that wrap and I'm wrap around tightly 2 times, and then I'm going to come back and wrap around 2 or 3 more times. Oh, I did it. Darn it. Okay. Now you guys get to see what you have to do if this happens to you. If you're nervous, you could just use a head pin to attach it, but I'm actually going to unwrap it because I got excited and I really need to add this onto my piece before I close it. So I just unwrap that carefully, being careful not to twist that wire around. Of course, it would have been better if I had just opened it up and slipped this on the first time around. But I get to show you that there's no panicking. You're just gonna open it up and slip it on. I may have to make that a little bit wider. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to retrace my wrap here, closing that up nice and tight and wrapping around tightly 2 times and then 2 to 3 times on top. I'm actually going to end it right, well, okay, one more. Okay, so it's okay. There's no messing up. You just just unwind it very carefully and don't twist the wire, and you'll be fine. This is the wire that's on the head pins are dead soft copper, so it's pretty malleable. Just FYI. Okay. This has gotten a bit dirty from my very dirty hands, so I'm just gonna wipe it off with a little baby wipe just to make sure it doesn't have any of that metal, whatever that stuff is when you sand things. Yes, Lynn, I could have used a texture jump ring. Of course, if you do that and you don't want to unwrap it and you're feeling nervous, just add a jump ring to attach it. But you will need to make sure you turn this left to right instead of front to back so that, you know, your jump rings will lay the right way. Okay, I have my 3 elements here. I'm going to layer those together, and I have an 8mm plain brass jump ring. So I'm going to slip on my leaf, you want to find a part on here that's big enough to accommodate your jump ring. The little scrolls have different size holes in between them, so just find the one that your jump ring fits through. And now I'm going to close this up. And then add on a 17mm roped jump ring, and this is brass too. And we have all of these on the website. Okay, beautiful. Now let's play with the leaves a little bit and make this into a whole necklace. Yeah, I feel like the world would end if I did a video that didn't have a mistake in it, so I better keep making those mistakes, you know, to keep the world spinning. What do you guys think? Is that a good theory? Okay, I'm going to do 3 on each side, and then I'm going to finish the design with chain. And I think I will grab some larger jump rings. So I'm going to do jump rings between each one. So these are 9mm etched jump rings. And let's see, this first one, I think I'm going to do just a tiny little jump ring to attach them on the front there. And if you don't have a supply of vintage findings of jump rings and headpins and all the good stuff, I definitely recommend you fill up your bead box with them, because they sure are great for these projects. All right, I'm just reading your comments real quick. Life would be boring without mistakes. Thank you, Rosalind. I really appreciate that. Oh, there we go, Wanda. I don't make mistakes. I just have teachable moments. Very, very gracious of you. Thank you. Okay, and my last ingredient for this project is going to be 20 gauge brass parawire in the natural brass color. Oh, thank you guys. All right, I'm gonna cut about, oh, what's that, like 3-4 inches. And I'm just gonna do one side, and then I'll do the other side off camera and take a picture of it for you. And I'm going to start by making a wrapped loop on one side. So I start with my loop. I'm going to grab it. I have about 1.25 inches or so of extra wire there. And I think I'm going to keep these pretty neat, like not too messy. A half of a messy wrap. Is that a thing? Oop. Just want to make sure that looks nice. Not like a piece of hot garbage. You know, something you don't want your jewelry to look like. Okay, and that little step that I did, I just take and squeeze the link and the little bunched up of wire so it's squeezed nice and tight. So I have a nice, nice tight wrap there. Okay, I'm going to slide this on, and I want my loops to be going, you know, not forward to back, but left to right, if that makes sense. And I'm going to, if I did the first loop going up, I'm going to do the second loop going down, and that will help them lay a little bit better. Okay. And now I'm gonna do that tightly around and then one on top. I'm gonna cut that off. Pinch the little end. Make sure that these are, ooh, you know what? I want this first one to be going left to right, and this one I want to be going front to back, because we're going to want to show off these links so that they're laying flat. But this one, we're going to have these two connected with this little guy. This is a 5mm jump ring here. I'm going to stick on this larger one. Close that up nice and tight. Make sure my little guy is going the right way, and I put him on backwards, so I have to do that again. Do I? Yeah, I think maybe I can get away. You want to make sure that the ends that you cut off, see the little ends there, you can see the copper pieces, you want to make sure those are going to be headed towards the back of your design and not in the front. Here we go. Mischief managed. Okay, now I'm going to do the next one. And now for this one, they're both going to go the same direction, which will be the front to back direction, so that we can show off that fancy jump ring that we're going to have in the middle. I don't know if that's going to go around 3 times. I might have. I didn't give myself enough wire. Remember, wire's cheap. You can cut it off, but you can't add it. So I like to err on the side of wasting the wire than not having enough, if you know what I mean. Okay. Gerald, you know, in actuality, I don't swear a whole lot. Sometimes I do, you know, but in general, I've just never been an F-bomb dropper. And so that's just my personality. Even as a teenager or kid, it just never, I don't know, maybe I'd get in trouble if I swore in front of my mom, so I never swore. Just so things don't slip out. I do swear if I get really mad or super excited, of course, like everybody. And if you stub your toe, if you don't curse, then it doesn't feel better right away, right? Is that the rule? You have to swear, or the pain just lasts longer? Oop. All right. And again, just trying to stay consistent with how big the wraps are on each side, so that I don't have one that's really messy and one that's really nice and neat. So trying to keep them looking as close as I can on each side. And I want these guys to be going front to back. So you see how those little loops are going front to back, and then that way they'll hold on to the jump ring, and the jump ring will be showing in the front. And I put this on backwards. All right. Everyone face forward. And I'm going to use the 9mm jump ring, and this is their edge, so they have like a ropey texture to them. And I'm going to do the last one and then attach the chain, just so you guys can see at least one side how exactly it looks. Zoe, I will be listing those willow beads on Friday. The little tinier ones. We've been using my little stash of them right now as freebies and orders this week. So if you had ordered for the Great Bead Extravaganza and we're still wrapping up those orders, they've gone in there. And so until I get those all filled, I don't want to offer them for sale. So Friday, long story short, I will have them in Friday. And so you guys really, we're so thankful, and we've been working so hard on your orders, but it's taken us quite a while, guys. Jesse's working on all the made to orders, and Vanjie and I are finishing the last batch today. And then we'll be caught up with those guys. And we've been throwing lots of little extras in your orders for you. And then I've been throwing little surprises in, just trying to let you guys know how much we appreciate you. And that I wish there was an easier, faster way to get orders out, but it just is what it is when there's only 3 of us working on it. And when we do those Great Bead Extravaganza events, the volume is just epic. Which I'm very, very thankful for. Thank you, guys. Okay, Chris, I absolutely love you and think that's adorable. Chris said, does anyone else see it that these little links look like Princess Leia with her little buns? So there's the face and that's the buns. Chris, you know that's like my signature look. Don't you know? I call those my little Swedish housewife buns when I wear them. Not quite as cinnamon bun looking as Princess Leia, but I do like me some little buns. So, alright. Add this last one. I'm actually a huge Star Wars fan. If you needed to know some trivia about me. I love sci-fi, and Star Wars was actually the first movie I ever saw in a movie theater. The first one, the original one, when I was 4 years old. And I still remember it. Like, the whole experience. Alright, I'm gonna cut some chain off here. I don't know exactly how long I'll do it. I'll let you guys know in the comments when I post the photo what I decided is the final length. I'm just going to use this little 5mm. So I started with a 5mm and I'm going to end with the 5mm. And this is just a fine brass flattened cable chain. My favorite. There we go. That's the design. I'm going to finish the other side, and it's just going to be a slip over the neck kind of necklace. All right, what do you guys think? Super fun, super easy, very springy. A great way to use those little head pins if you loved the head pins but you weren't quite sure what to do with them. Now you have a little inspiration. Well, all right, guys, that's it. Kimberly, if you throw in another order, just leave a note and let Jesse know that you want to combine it. And as long as we haven't sent it out already, he will put them all together and save you some shipping. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. So, on our Humble Beads VIP party group, we have the April Color Challenge still going on. You can win a $50 gift certificate from Humble Beads. So join us, play along with us. It's a great... let's see. Why didn't you... I'm just looking at your question. Jamie asked, why didn't you use brass wire for the very first piece of wire instead of copper? Oh, do you mean on the head pin, Jamie, that I used? Okay, so this is a head pin, so it's made with copper wire. That's why I used it. And if the mixing of the metals bothers you, and some people it does, what you can do is you can take the liver of sulfur extended life gel. So liver of sulfur extended life gel, and dilute it a little bit with water and paint it on here really carefully, and then rinse it off, pat dry. Then you can darken this and it will be dark black and it will match. It'll just fade into the background. But yeah, so that little copper wire that you saw in the beginning is actually the copper wire that's on the head pin. So hope that answers your question. All right. That's it. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will see you guys on Friday at 3 p.m. for our coffee break. I will have the willow humble beads, and then I've been making cuff beads that are in that willow style. Lynn had asked for them, and you guys were all like, yes. So Candy, you would like to see some inspiration made with the large speckled egg beads. I do have some examples that I can post in the group for you that have already been made. Oh, Martina, you asked a great question. Do I have kits for this? Guys, we've made some decisions. We, the royal we, me. What I've decided that is going to work the best for me is to do one kit a month. And so we're going to start this in May. And at the first week of May, I'm going to show you guys the kit of the month. And we're going to do pre-orders like we do for the Great Bead Extravaganza. And then you'll have about 3 weeks to get your orders in. And then a week before, we're going to do the project online. They'll be shipped out to you so you guys can do the project with me. And always the last Wednesday of the month is going to be the big project of the month that will have the kit. We're not going to do kits for any of these other smaller projects. It just takes too much time and resources for us to do that. And I'm trying to keep up with getting orders out and keeping things a little more streamlined. I do have all of the goodies that I used today at humblebeads.com. It says kits there. Ignore the kits. We don't have any kits right now. So we will have kits at the beginning of the month. And I will always share that at the first Wednesday of every month what the kit's going to be. And then you guys can pre-order. And then the last Wednesday of the month, we're going to do the project together. So I think that'll be really fun and exciting, and it will help alleviate some stress on my end, which is really important to me now. Oh yes, Chris pointed out that in my first book, The Jewelry Inspired by Nature, I do have a necklace with the speckled egg bead. And so, yeah. All right. right, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you on Friday for the coffee break. I'm going to share new stuff with you guys. And then on next Wednesday, we'll have a new project. All right, you guys, take care. Have a great weekend. Hope it feels like